Hey YouTubers, how you doing? I have here my BCM4. It is a M4 clone or AR carbine, whatever you want to call it. This right here is my go-to gun. I love the AR platform. I trust it. I've been everywhere with it. I've put it through everything, not just particular rifle, but an AR or M16 A2 is what I carried. But I completely trust this thing. I know I can put it through crap and it will always perform. It will, when I pull the trigger, it will always go bang. So this is by far my favorite weapon, and I love the carbine iteration of it. To me, the small, compact, easy maneuverable aspect of this, to me, makes it better than the long one, the full-size AR. And this one here, you'll notice I keep it simple. I like to keep my, for the most part, stock and simple for this. Since it is my go-to gun, I don't want to clog it up with too much crap. I believe the entire concept of a carbine is to keep it light, maneuverable, and if you start putting too much stuff on it, you lose some of that. Now, I have considered putting a flashlight on it, but have not up to this point because I actually prefer to hold it in my hand. And I have thought about putting a laser on it also for close quarters, but I haven't. I might yet in the future, but I haven't as of now. I'm not against lasers. Lasers are really small. They don't really add a lot of weight to it. And, a small flashlight probably wouldn't either. But I do like to keep it stock. I don't need a tube because for the intent I have of this, everything is going to be closer than 100 meters. So I really don't, a tube's not a big deal. I prefer the hand grips, you know, for the use of this. Now if I was to you know, have a long range AR, and I do have some hunting ARs, and the tube is good on those. You know, I could potentially shoot them further. But my mission for this rifle, I don't need a tube on mine, so this is fine. And as you notice, I have a Trijicon RX30. Love the Trijicons. I never have to worry about batteries. I know it's always on. Those are two key aspects of the Trijicon for me. Always on and doesn't need a battery. Don't have to worry about it. So I love the Trijicon. This one here is small, compact. I like it. I would love to put an ACOG on here, but that's not in the bank account right now. So this RX30 works awesome. I like the standard collapsible stock GI issue. Some of the other ones can get a little bit big, a little bit bulky, do a lot of stuff. And that's awesome for some people. I don't need it. Once again, I like the simple and small, compact. That's what I like about this. Now, this particular brand, BCM, if you've ever been to AR15.com, you've heard a lot about them. Otherwise, you might or might not have heard of them. BCM is Bravo Company Manufacturing, and they are one of the top producers, or top as far as quality of ARs in, as far as I'm concerned, in the world. They don't make a lot of, you know, they don't do other calibers yet. They don't do 308, they don't do 6.8. They just do AR-15s and 5.56. It's military style, it's not for hunting. I mean, you can use it for hunting, but it's not set up for hunting. These are military and law enforcement quality ARs. And I like them, not just for the quality, but also it's a hometown company for me. Their factory is very close, within, you know, an hour of my house, which I like. I like to keep stuff local. If I can buy local guns, to me that's awesome. And they, to me, you know, I've shot, I guess, you know, depending on who you talk to, I guess the gold standard is the Colt. It always has been. Up until, of course, now I know you got HKs and all that, but for the most part, the Colt has been the gold standard. And I believe in a lot of ways this BCM is just as good, if not better, than the Colt. And the price on this is really good also. They're back ordered. They've been back ordered for a long time. It's hard to buy a full rifle from them. You can, but you're gonna wait a month or two. So the best way to do it is to buy the lower separate and then buy the upper. So the lower, of course, which has the serial number, you put in an order form, and it takes 2 to 3 weeks for the lower. The upper you put in, you'll generally get that in a week. The upper you can have shipped directly to your house. But when I bought mine, the lower receiver was $450, and I paid, I believe, the upper, I think altogether, I think I paid $500 for the upper and the bolt carrier and the charging handle. So it all came into $950. $950 for a top shelf AR is a really good price. And this one here is the government model. It has a groove for the grenade launcher, which I would never use, obviously because as a civilian I cannot own the grenade launcher. But they also come in mid-length. They also make a full-size ARs also, the A2s. So they have a wide choice. And let me show you just a little bit about this one. The grips here are very stiff. Actually, you know what? I'm going to skip that. I have a tool to take that off. Makes it much simpler. I don't have it on me right now. It's just a standard barrel underneath. That thing, it's on there pretty tight. I've only taken it off maybe once or twice, so the locking rings here are really tight. So it is clear. I've cleared. And one thing I'd like to point out also, there's some models now do away with the dust cover. I think that's a mistake. Some of them do away with the forward assist, which I also think is a huge mistake. This one here has it all. This is a GI mil spec standard issue M4 for the most part. Obviously it's not selective fire or full auto. It's the civilian version of it, but everything is the same, the exception of the fire control, sear and all that. Everything is completely the same, with the exception there are a few upgrades. It does have the mag pull trigger guard here, which I like during the winter. If I got gloves on, it's a little bit bigger. So I just cleared the weapon. I'm going to take it apart here. I'm not going to take it fully down. You guys have seen an AR taken apart by now. There's quite a bit on it on the line here. I'll take the bolt carrier out. This one here does have the standard full auto bolt. Some of the ones you buy in the market do not. This one, it is the full auto bolt carrier. So some of the things about this, it is this one here's the standard carbine length gas system. It has the M4 feed ramp on it. It has the flat top receiver, and this one here is for the 5.56 NATO. Of course, you can shoot 223 out of it also, but it is chambered for the 5.56. It has the rifling is 1 in 7, so you can shoot. I like the 1 to 7 twist because it gives you the option of shooting many different grains of bullet, anywhere from the heaviest down to the lightest. So that one, I do like that one, the 1 in 7. It is independently certified mil-spec 1159 5E barrel steel, chrome lined bore and chamber. The barrel finish is manganese phosphate on the entire barrel, and mil-spec F-marked forged front sights. Has this one here, like I said, is the USGI government profile barrel. The barrels are high pressure tested mil-spec, magnesium particle inspected mil-spec, as are the bolts, or the bolt. The bolt is machined for mil-spec Carpenter number 158 steel. Chrome line gas key. Gas key is hardened to USGI specifications. Grade 8 hardened fastener keys. It's the whole the AR is staked per mil-spec. Tool steel extractor, BCM extractor spring, and that's one thing I like about this. The BCM extractor spring is an extremely strong spring, and if you've ordered an AR, you can actually, if you have a different brand of AR, you can order the BCM extractor spring from BCM and put it on your AR. It's a little bit stronger spring. The receiver's machined from aluminum forging 775-T6, and it's hard coat anodized per mil A 8625F Type 3 Class 2. It's just a few of the things there. So it's very nice rifle. I'm not an expert on all things of the construction, all the different steels, the this and that, the numbers. I'm not like a big proponent of that. I just read it off the list for those that's important to. For me, I pull a trigger and it goes bang and it hits where I'm aiming. That's the important part for me. I'm not really into all the other stuff. The specifics, specifications, all that. I know what it can do, I know what I can do. So this here is it. This is the BCM4. And if you haven't heard of BCM or haven't been to their website, go ahead and check them out. It's Bravo Company Manufacturing USA.com, and it's a good made in the USA rifle, all the parts, everything. So go ahead and check them out. It's one of the best ARs on the market, if not the best ARs on the market, especially for the price. Good price on it. If you have any questions or anything, let me know. Semper Fi.